An absolutely shambolic display of incompetence, the likes of which I have never seen. And I sat through every single Mortal Kombat 1 combat cast. The Tekken Summer Showcase yesterday, or today, depending on when you've seen it, was the worst presentation out of all the presentations we've had in the months of June and July. And that is saying something, considering Arc System Works, Capcom, and somebody else, I know it was Bandai Namco, all had poor showings, but the Tekken one specifically was so bad that I got secondhand embarrassment as a Tekken fan watching that, and I couldn't believe the things that I was seeing and hearing. So we're going to go through it step by step so that we can really break down for people in a more summarized version of why this was absolutely shambolic. And it's once again just proving that the Tekken team has no idea what the fan base wants. Absolutely none. And I'm not just talking about the core Tekken fan base, I'm talking about the casuals as well. Who was this for? Now, right off the bat, as soon as this thing started, Michael Murray and Yasuda were sitting there, and Michael Murray came out immediately and said, if you're looking for patch notes, this ain't the stream for you. I'm sorry, what do you think we came here for?
Quick note, no patch notes today.
Hi.
We're not going to be talking about the balance at all, the two of us. So please wait for them to come out tomorrow.
今日このスライドに書かれていること以上の情報はありませんので、チャット見てると皆さん結構いろんな妄想が膨らんでると思うんですが、一旦落ち着いて、はい、明日配信されるコンテンツが基本的なメニューになりますので、はい、その点ご容赦いただければと思います。
So as you can see on the screen, this is kind of the menu of what we're going to be talking about today. And we don't plan to talk on any kind of new reveals or the patch notes. So if that's what you're looking for, that's not going to be happening today.
ということで、ですね、ここまでシーズン2入ってから、いろんなコンテンツを、お届けしてきたんですが、
We've already seen Fahkumram. We've seen him demonstrated by IGN. We got our fix of Fahkumram. Now, was I expecting more from Fahkumram? Yes, of course. I was expecting you to say more, considering that's your character. But whatever. We come here for the patch notes. And off the bat, what do you say? No patch notes today. You're going to have to wait until before the character comes out. When you guys put these presentations together, do you actually pay attention to social media? Because the people that show up to these live streams are the core Tekken fan base. It's not as many casuals as you might think, and you can just check the numbers on that. With all the people that have purchased Tekken, let's say 3 million copies, there's about what, 5 to 10,000 people watching these live streams. That is your core audience. You know who is turning up for this. You know who's going to do the word of mouth marketing. It's going to be us. And you start off by saying no patch notes, when you know that's the primary reason that we showed up to this. Absolutely A-grade thinking there, galaxy brain shit. And then what do you move on to? A game called Atelier Yumi, or some character called Yumiya, that there's going to be some collaboration. Now, as far as I'm concerned, as a Tekken fan, who wouldn't even be interested in this anyway, but let's just explore it. Tekken got the short end of the stick here. This character in this RPG from Koei Tecmo, I think they said it was, gets a full Reina costume and she gets Reina's rage art. I can't fucking believe this. I can't believe this. Can she do electrics at least?
So this is the scene when she actually faces a Heihachi-styled Puni, which is the name of the plush character.
そしてこのミミヤが A8 のレイジアーツをぶっ放すところで映像が終わってるんですが、これまだまだ未公開のコンテンツがあるらしいということで、続報はぜひリビアのアトリ公式の方を。
Okay, cool. For those guys over there, I'm sure that's cool. I'm sure that's fine. I don't know why you're showing us. We came here to look at Tekken. I couldn't give a flying fuck about this game. No offense to the developer whatsoever. I'm sure it's a great game, but this is a Tekken presentation. We came here to look at Tekken 8. But okay, what are we getting on the Tekken side of this? Oh, did you say a strand of hair? A literal strand of hair. Yumiya's iconic strand of hair. You can now attach that to Reina or Heihachi or whatever other poor soul you want to put this on. A strand of hair. And a slime, a blob that looks like a ripoff from Dragon Quest. This is insane. This is so tone deaf.
まず これ無料のカスタマイズアイテムを、
you got fucking kidding me.
鉄拳ショップの方で期間限定で配信いたします。
So as you can see on screen now, these items are going to be actually updated in the store for free. So if you go to the free section, they'll be available there.
はい、弓矢のこれ癖毛っていうんですかね、浮き毛ですかねが今レーナについてて、これ平八にもついてると思うんですが、まあ、このエクステのアイテムとあと、右肩に無料で配信いたします。
So you can see in the first.
That's what Tekken gets on their side. Meanwhile, they get a rage art and a whole boss battle over Slime Heihachi. I mean, the whole thing is like, why is this a collab? And why is it at the presentation? Why does anyone care? Why are your fans who, by the way, you're well aware of that people in Europe and America are watching this because you're doing the translations in English. You're not speaking in Japanese, of which Michael Murray is fluent in. You are translating in English, so you know full well that there is an English-speaking audience watching this, and you presented this to us. Why? Did you really think anyone gave a shit? Not a single fuck was given by a single person in my chat, and I went to look at other people's chats. It was all the same stuff. All the same stuff. I don't even work for your company. I've never set foot in a Tekken studio. I've never been in contact with the Tekken developers, and I could have told you guys for free on the cutting room floor when you were putting this together, please don't do this. You might as well just cancel the entire thing rather than put this out. And in hindsight, that would have been the way to go about things. I would have bitched and complained 100% if you just said, hey, we're cancelling this thing. But now that we know the contents of this presentation, cancelling it would have been the correct way to go about it. This was absolutely tone deaf and brain dead. And by the way, before we move on to this, I get it. Sometimes I don't want to go to work. Sometimes I don't like the work that I'm presenting to people. And sometimes I don't like the people I'm presenting it to. I get all that. But Michael Murray, for Christ's sake, bro, it would not kill for you to smile or be a little bit enthusiastic. The entire time I was sitting there watching it, I was thinking to myself, did something happen to him in his personal life? Like, for real, is he upset about something?
ちょっと開発の作業が立て込んでいるということで、珍しい組み合わせなんですが、安田とマイケルの2人でお届けいたします。
So as you can tell, this isn't a Tekken Talk Live. This is kind of a different take that we're doing. So as such, Harada and Nakatsu aren't here today. They're back at the office working diligently.
You're presenting Fahkumram and a new stage of the game, like there's new things coming into the game, and you're sitting there looking like a slap bum. Like, mate, smile a bit. I get it. Sometimes I don't want to be at work. I understand. Sometimes I don't want to present things to people, but you look so disinterested. Now, if something happened in your personal life, I get that, but when you go to work, you kind of got to put a smile on. We all know that. It takes everybody else out of the showcase. Like, Yasuda's there talking, who himself did not look too interested, but it wasn't as bad as Michael Murray. And then Michael Murray's sitting there, yeah, so yeah, you can get Yumiya's hair, and we're very excited about it. Like, bro, I mean, we really don't care about Yumiya, and you're making it even more insufferable. Then we move on to Pac-Man. This push for Pac-Man, 45th anniversary. Pac-Man. I get it. He is the Sonic to Bandai Namco. He is the Mario to Bandai Namco. He's their poster child, and they're pushing Shadow Labyrinth, this new Pac-Man style game. Or it's based on Pac-Man. They're pushing all this stuff, but I think you're pushing it to the wrong audience. You see, if you put Pac-Man stuff in Tekken, it wouldn't be a problem. It genuinely wouldn't be a problem. It's one of your IPs. I wouldn't care so much. The problem is this game is missing so much of what the core Tekken audience wants, of which that's who you're presenting to, that when you start adding in this other stuff that no one really cares about, it starts to get a little bit grating. God forbid we ask for Ground Zero Funk to be reimagined in the Tekken 8 versions, or we ask for Moonlit Wilderness, or we ask for Dragon Nest, or something Tekken related. Like, I'm sorry for being a Tekken fan and wanting Tekken stages in my Tekken game, and forgive me for not caring about this messy looking Pac-Man stage that just looks like it's going to be a nightmare to play with on tournament or on ranked, because different parts of the stage are doing different wacky things. But maybe I'm wrong about that, but visually it's ugly. Like, I don't like looking at it. It's not something that I want to see in Tekken, but that might be a personal thing. I just think that if you're going to sell stages to people, why are they not classic Tekken stages? Like, I would pay for Emotionless Passion to be reimagined in Tekken 8. I would pay for some of the old stages like Michelle Chang's stage from, I believe it was Tekken 2, or even that Rocky stage from Tekken 1 that you would always fight Nina on the PlayStation 1, or maybe Law. Even Tekken 4 has so many great stages, and I get you can't make them exactly like they were because the stages were a little bit wonky and whatever, but there's just something that is Tekken related. So far, everything shown to us in this presentation is not related to Tekken. It's related to some other game we've never heard of, and Pac-Man. Then you got this stupid Pac-Man top, of which again, they're tops. If for any of you that live in London, or you could probably even relate this to any part of the world, we've got a place here in London called Camden Market, and you get a lot of people selling bootleg stuff at Camden Market. They get a white top and they slap on a square design like this, come from an A4 piece of paper. No work put into it whatsoever. Just slap a picture of Ichigo on the white top, slap a picture of Goku or Spider-Man on there and sell it to people. That's what your t-shirts look like. Your t-shirts look like they came from Temu. Okay, so no wonder nobody wants to buy them. When you announced the Karate Kid collaboration and they had the hoodies, it was a black hoodie of a square design. But do you want to try a little bit? Then you got these Pac-Man heads and whatever. The only good thing to come out of this Pac-Man part was the fact that you can punish a Rage Art with a Rage Art. They slipped that in there. Okay, W. Great, that's good. Thank God. We finally got there. This is... I'm embarrassed for them.
So lots of different types of floaties as well. You can see the Ghost. Also Pac-Man and some different variations.
Rage Art. Is that something? Do we take that? Is that a win? And then we have Yasuda and Michael Murray just beating us over the head with 72-hour early access. 72-hour, like, bro, we can read. You've said it 100 times. We can read. You put it on the screen. I get people are fickle. I get we live in the TikTok generation, but we can read. You've said it 100 times. I know you want us to buy it. It ain't gonna happen. Certainly not on this end. I'll get Fahkumram because I want to try the character out, but I'm not buying the season pass. That ship has sailed. We told you before that we wanted to see everything in the season pass, and you guys have kind of gone around that kind of, and you're kind of getting away with it because the next character is a new character, so people are not as pressed about it. But if it was a returning character, you guys would be getting shit for it again. Now fair enough, you revealed Armor King relatively quickly. We'll see if that sentiment continues into season 3, if we even get a season 3 at this point. But the way things are going, I really don't know. Frame Whisperer might be right. He might be on the money of this. And when he said it initially, I don't think we're getting a season 3 of Tekken the way things are going. Even I looked at it and went, that's a bit of a hot take. Now I'm looking at this situation like, is the reason Michael Murray is sitting there looking so upset, is the reason that Harada's not there and Nakatsu is because something has happened? Like, is this going to be an NRS situation where season 2 concludes, it goes quiet for some time, and then they go, yeah, so development of Tekken 8 is stopping and we're moving on to the next project? Because at this point, with the amount of disinterest in their faces, I really wouldn't be surprised if Bandai Namco behind the scenes is going, you invested a lot of money into this, it's not paying out, let's move on to something else. I really wouldn't be surprised. I know that sounds like a hot take. Then we move on to the extended clip of Fahkumram from the Bandai Namco showcase, where Michael Murray is basically showcasing himself doing some Rutai, and we've got Fahkumram sprinkled in there. Now, in this extended version, they did show some artwork and give some backstory and some lore on Fahkumram, so that's good. The only problem is that this all seems very cheap. Fahkumram is a character that has kind of been hard to sell to people, especially the core Legacy fan base, because Fahkumram is clearly a replacement for Bruce. Now, I like Fahkumram. I actually really like his design. I think it's a really, really cool character design. I like everything about him, from the tattoos to the lightning scars. I know some people think that it's over-designed. I actually like it. My problem with how you're presenting Fahkumram is that, again, it's very, very, very cheap. You should have created full in-game cutscenes to showcase to us what happened to him in his childhood, how he rose through the ranks in the Muay Thai world, how the gangsters got a hold of his family, the lightning hitting him overcoming that and becoming the youngest Muay Thai world champion. All of these things that are related to the Mishima Zaibotsu and exploiting this guy so that we can see that he's a sympathetic character should have been demonstrated with in-game cutscenes, not Michael Murray flying over to Thailand to sit in a tuk-tuk, whatever they're called, to have some Thai food, to do some Muay Thai, to basically showcase himself, be like, yeah, so that's the backstory. Like, put some effort into it, guys. Like, for Christ's sake. This stuff should be in the game and it should be fully rendered. This is a character that is a hard sell for some people. You need to sell him. You're not doing a good job of it. You've done a piss poor job of it. And in the summer presentation, you add a couple of extra slides to the Fahkumram breakdown. IGN, and I can't believe I'm saying this, IGN did a much better job than you guys demonstrating Fahkumram to us. IGN of all places. And then he has the nerve and the goal to say, yeah, if you want to like learn about Fahkumram, go check IGN, go check a third party. When we're doing a Tekken showcase right here, go check a third party. Then we get the developers doing a match between Fahkumram and Brian. I got no complaints there, to be honest with you. It would have been nice to have somebody that actually understands the game breaking down some of the stuff that we're seeing there, because obviously, you know, matches can go very quickly. It's very clear that Michael Murray does not understand this game the way we would want him to. I mean, that much should be evident based on his comments back in Tekken 7 and the Mishima Hell Sweep. We don't need to get into all of that, but his lack of understanding of how this game should be balanced and should be demonstrated is always on display. And that's probably why they didn't want to go into the patch notes, because he probably doesn't even know what he's reading. And then after that, they tried to sell us more on special deals. Guys, run to the store, be quick. We've got some special deals. Go and purchase our cosmetics. You know, forget about everything else that we've been bitching about. They want us to go and purchase more of their cosmetics. Guys, I really don't like telling people how to spend their money, but if you want this game to be in any sort of state where the developers respect it as much as we respect the entire franchise, stop buying their shit. I don't know how many of you are indulging this. I imagine not many. Maybe that's why there's so many sales and special deals on. But don't buy this shit, man. This presentation was mostly them selling us on some other game we've never heard of, telling us a 72-hour early access, and special deals on pre-existing costumes. No one gives a fuck. No one cares. We came in for balance patches and you already fumbled that back, so I don't care about what you're selling. Then they spoke about some artists that got their stuff in the game. I ain't got no problem with that. Shouts to the community and producing artwork for the game. I must say that some of the art was really, really cool, and it's clear that they've got more love for the game than the developers do at this point. And then it gets to shilling us more merchandise. Now we can buy a Reina watch, a Heihachi watch, I think a Jin and a Kazuya watch. Bro, listen, you fix your game before you start trying to sell me on watches.
I'm about to crash out. There is no way this is it.
So first off, we have the Angel Clover watches. So previously,
it wouldn't be a problem, and as a matter of fact, I would think this is pretty cool. As a Tekken fan, if I was happy with the game and I walked into a shop, like if I walked into a Rolex shop and they were like, yeah, we got this special Rolex edition based on Kazuya, I'd be like, wow, that's pretty sick. If I walked into a Nike or a Nike shop, however you pronounce it, and they had Nike fucking sneakers or Nike sneakers for Kazuya or Jin, I'm like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. Sometimes I see Dragon Ball ones, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, because Dragon Ball has not left me with this disgusting taste in my mouth. Pause. And made me feel like the franchise has been bastardized, but Tekken has. So now when I see this shit, I'm like, why are you selling me this stuff when we're not even happy with the base game? Why would I buy this? You already took my money on the collector's edition. Now you want me to buy some bloody watches? Who is buying this shit? This could have been an email, not in the summer presentation. The summer presentation, we're here for the game, not here for your bloody watches. Then they sell us on a board game. And the board game, get this, the board game has a tournament mode. Tekken 8 on the other hand, no tournament mode. I'm sitting on stream at 5 in the morning wanting to pull my hair out at the stupidity. And just a quick break, just to address anyone that's going to be like, oh, it's just a game. Yeah, it's a gaming channel. What do you want me to do? Talk about the World Economic Forum and Andrew Tate? This is a gaming channel. Yeah, when the camera goes off, we return to real life. I know some people love commenting that. Where do you think you are right now? When you go over to a Formula 1 channel, are you going to be surprised if they're talking about Lewis Hamilton and not Donald Trump? Please remember where you are, okay, before you start that. Am I going to be in the gym shouting about Reina watches? No, obviously not. I'm going to be on my YouTube channel. Just like when I'm at work, I do work-related things. Just to get that out there, because there's always one smart ass that's like, hey, why? There's all these things happening around the world and you're bitching about Tekken. There's all these things happening around the world and you're on a Tekken channel, dummy. And then they get to selling us more on coffee now. And the thing that smacked this the most is that I know Leroy owns loads of establishments in the law, but Azucena is your coffee queen. Azucena is your coffee queen. Now, guys, I don't know if maybe you guys don't play your own game, but it would seem to me like having Azucena as the coffee person selling it to you would be the right way to go about it. And just a little bit of like some free advice. Maybe you can take this advice before we get to Evo USA. You've already advertised that Leroy is the face of the coffee thing that you want to sell people on. People want to buy that shit, by all means, you know. I personally, if I want a coffee, I'll just make it at home, but whatever. But maybe, you know, maybe if you want to like spin this a little bit, get some pretty girls from, I think she's from Peru, and have them serve people coffee. That's the only way you can salvage this one, because I for damn sure don't want to see dudes dressed as Leroy serving me coffee. I know for damn sure, but she's your coffee queen. Why is she not the anyway, it doesn't matter. And just again trying to sell me on stuff that is not related to the game. Then Michael Murray goes, yeah, so we're not going to go into any more detail with Fahkumram. The patch notes will be out soon and you'll be able to try them out yourself. Yeah, I know I will be able to try them out myself, Michael Murray. We know when he's coming out. The reason that we woke up at 4 in the morning to watch your presentation is that you could give us some stuff to look forward to. What do you mean you've spent all this time designing this character from Thailand, this gigantic figure of a man, and he's got all this backstory and lore, and you've spoken to Buddhists in the mountains to get his tattoos designed and all of this stuff, but we ain't got nothing else to say, just play the game. Like, did anyone take lessons on marketing over there? And then they were again trying to sell us on t-shirts that you can buy in real life, and I was just sitting there like, what is this, man? Like, the other day I went to watch Jurassic World, and there was this little dinosaur in the film that looked super fake, and its name was like Dimitri or I don't know, it began with D. And the kid named the dinosaur, and it was like, oh, this is just an opportunity to shill merch. And that's all that this felt like. I was getting Jurassic World flashbacks. This was just an opportunity to sell us more merch. You got no love and regard for your own game. I can't see it. Michael Murray looked like he didn't want to be there. Yasuda looked borderline embarrassed, and where the hell was Harada and Nakatsu? Your game is getting cooked. Street Fighter 6 has hung it out to dry. It has shown you the ropes, and this is what you present us with. You have opened the door for Virtua Fighter to come in here and give you a virtual spanking. You do a whole collaboration with Yumiya, and they get all this stuff with their game, and we get a strand of hair and an ugly looking blob that pales in comparison to Akira Toriyama's design. What are you guys doing over there? What are you doing over there? Now look, I've sat here bitching and ranting about your absolutely disastrous summer showcase. So I'm going to give you some advice for your next one. Next time, and you know what? You won't even be able to do this because you're not going to patch the game apparently. This is the last patch. But let's say that you don't deliver in this patch because we don't know what's coming yet. And let's say that there's massive community outcry and you're like, we kind of have to. If you're doing a Tekken talk or a summer showcase, or I guess in this instance now it'd be a winter showcase, have the patch notes ready and make that the bulk of the presentation. Have that be the beginning of the presentation. If you want to sell people and stuff, because listen, you're shilling merchandise, I'm sure somebody is departing with their money, so whatever. Put that at the end. After the player base have been satisfied with what they came to see, put that shit at the end and sell all the bikini. Oh, by the way, I even speak about that, the summer outfits. The summer outfits look like Temu versions of the Street Fighter 6 ones. The Street Fighter 6 ones showcase the characters' personalities. They're very vibrant. They all look very different. Anna, Xiaoyu, and who was the other one? Lily. All just look like they've woken up in their underwear. There's nothing about that was appealing. And then you got Lee over here in a thong basically. And they're probably going to have Heihachi and a Fudoshi. Like, it just all looks boring and uninspired. Street Fighter 6 is spanking you guys. Absolutely spanking you guys. But if you want to do a presentation properly, let's say you do one for Armor King. Don't give it to IGN days before so we've already seen it. You want people to be excited to see you guys. Because when you come out on stage, nobody really wants to start booing and being like, oh god, here we go again. Just selling us some more bullshit. We want to be like, yo, there's Michael Murray, there's Harada. They're here to show us some gold. Save it for your presentations. And actually, you know, if Michael Murray doesn't understand how to present patch notes, get somebody on that does and do a full breakdown. There's loads of players that can translate that information for you perfectly. Hell, hire the main man or FDX to do it for you. Have them on there for the English speaking audience to do it for you so we can get a breakdown of what to look forward to and then do a breakdown of Armor King. This is what's new to the character. This is why he's breathing fire now. This is where his story went with Marduk. There are people that are interested in those things that want to get invested in the characters. But you seem to be very disconnected from your own player base. Who is actively telling you what they want and you keep on doing the opposite. It's not like we don't know what we want. There's a lot of people that are always saying, oh, the Tekken guys, they're always bitching. They're always bitching because they're telling these guys who are active on social media and read our posts what they want. And these guys are saying, We're gonna go in that direction. So yeah, we're gonna keep on bitching. You can hold that shit, and you're gonna have to keep on listening to it, and you can block as many people as you want. The noise won't go away. The noise is gonna get louder with the more people that you block and the more people you mute. If you don't give people what they want, they're going to voice it. We don't live in the age of Tekken 3 where you can sell the game to somebody and there's no outlet anymore. Like, we buy the game, and if the game is shit, which Tekken 3 wasn't, but I'm saying hypothetically, if it's shit, we just have to hold that shit. We don't live in those times anymore. Now, you guys have social media profiles. You guys tell us to reach out to you, and so we do. And you block us. If you can't deal with criticism, when you clearly put no effort into this, then you shouldn't even be asking for feedback. We can't just send you feedback when it's convenient and it makes you feel good. You need to be willing to listen to the player base when they're annoyed. There would be forgiveness if you listened. There would be. I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 1. Do you think I want Tekken in this state? Why would any Tekken fan want Tekken in this state? I want to wake up in the morning and be excited to stream it. Not be like, do I want to stream this? Oh, which I haven't. A lot of people are like, oh, why'd you keep playing it? I haven't been playing it. I've been wanting to jump back into it because I'm a Tekken fan. I want to jump into it. Just like when I went to watch Jurassic World. I know the last 3 ones were shit, but I grew up watching Jurassic Park. I want Jurassic Park or Jurassic World to be good. It was shit again. You just have to call a spade a spade. It was shit. But I don't want our favorite IPs to be shit. I didn't want Mortal Kombat 1 to be like that. It just is. And so we must say, and you guys must listen, your game's not doing well, and you know that. You invested a lot more money into this game by way of Harada. He is the one that said that. And from everything that I can see, Street Fighter 6 is absolutely spanking you guys, and I'm willing to bet you guys probably spent more money developing Tekken 8 than they did Street Fighter 6. I'm willing to bet. I don't know, but it looks that way to me. This presentation could have been an email, a memo, a whisper in the wind, a quick, didn't have to be a live stream, a quick YouTube video, quick breakdown, quick summer updates, nothing substantial. You could have told us beforehand as well, warned us beforehand. Guys, we're not doing the patch notes in this when you announce this. That way, when we get to your stream, we're not like, hey, where's the patch notes? But no, you wait until we tuned in, till you know half the world has woken up to watch this early before work. That's on me. Okay, my dumbass got out of bed to watch this before work, and now I'm suffering for it. That's on me. But you guys knew this, and you're actively just going out of your way to piss off your player base. And it's now reaching a fever pitch. You know, like, I have not played Tekken 8 in a while, and I've been saying I want to jump back into it, but you know what, I feel like the wheels are coming off now. And I felt like this with Mortal Kombat, and I never went back to it. Never went back to Mortal Kombat 1 other than to showcase the Chaos Reign story mode to people so they didn't have to buy it themselves. And yeah, I'm starting to feel like that's it, the wheels might be coming off. Now we're going to do a Tekken talk with people in the community. Now there's an individual who's going to be on the Tekken talk as well, who for some reason thinks that this was a good presentation, or thinks that we're being toxic for this, which is, you know, it's not my favorite word. They won't say you're lying, because nothing that I said is a lie here. They'll just say you're being toxic. So we're going to have this individual on, and I'll probably have my regulars on. Then we're going to have a conversation about this, because I genuinely want to hear from people that just think that we're crying and there's nothing to talk about here, that we should just wait. I love that. Oh, just wait, Mike, just wait. I've been hearing just wait, Mike, since the beginning of the year. We're now in July, since even before that. When should I wait? What, for Armor King now? For the new character? For season 3? For season 4, if we even get that far? I highly doubt it. When are people going to be like, oh, this, enough glaze? Now, I'm not flaming anyone for buying characters. I'm not. But for the love of God, do not support these cosmetics, these watches, these t-shirts, these skateboards, these board games that has a tournament mode in it, but our game doesn't have a tournament mode. All of this shit that is not addressing the issues. Stop supporting it, please. If Tekken's ever going to get back to a point of being somewhat respectable, this has to stop. It really, really does have to. This is a perfect opportunity for Sega to come in here with Virtua Fighter, having seen how the Tekken community has reacted to how the Tekken team is treating them and the game, and just blow shit out the water. That's all I got for you for today, guys. It's just absolutely shambolic scenes across the board. I am flabbergasted at the things that I've been seeing. But you guys let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon.